All right, let's go. All right. I'll probably have to do that every single time. Oh my goodness. Hey, what a world. What a life. I'm in love. Hey, good morning. Comment allez-vous? How are you? Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders just like you, all trying to do our best to improve and be as efficient and effective as possible. Now, it looks like something happened, and so I'm going to have to go through every scene. The risk warning, I'm going to have to add the microphone. The full cam, I have to add the microphone. Sharing charts, I'm going to have to add the microphone. So please be patient. Please be patient with me. So let's go. That should work. All right. Like I said, I'm going to have to do this every scene. All right. So let me remind you that trading is risky. How about this? Welcome to Forex.Today. Let me remind you that trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. And that should work. Yes, indeed, it shall. So good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great evening. Amazing how little happened. Huh? Ooh, little close, Wayne. Relax, Wayne. It's amazing how little happened last night, but we gathered together. I drank coffee, and I drank beer, and then I ended up with this. Look at this beauty. Found this in the cellar last night. Look at that. It's still on my desk. Look at that. 30-year-old, which I bought, I think, 10 years ago. So a 40-year-old tawny. Nice. So that was really nice. That was really nice. So thank you for being here. If you were, thank you for hanging with me for all those hours. So anyways, we got other news that we need to deal with this week. There's lots going on. There's still lots of important things to do this week. We can also talk about the election. I imagine you want to, but whatever. I think we should burn through the charts first. I think we should look at gold, oil, and Bitcoin. I think we should look at dollar pairs. I think my favorite trade of the day, though, is Kiwi Swiss franc. So remind me, and maybe we can look at that. Huh? Gee whiz, I got a frog in my throat. Let me have some Kona coffee. All right. So in the description below, there are links that I want you to see. There's a link to free training courses on youtube.com/FXBootcamp. It'll give you things like my chart setup, all the moving averages, all the oscillators, that kind of stuff. teaches you the basics of technical analysis and price action. Really, I don't call it price action, but it's the building blocks to technical analysis and doing it properly. So anyways, take a look at that. I also wrote a book. Click on the link, buy the book if you want. If you have bought the book, would you please leave a review? Okay, I think that'll help my profile down the road when I release my next book. And I said I'd appreciate it if you actually bought it and read it. Leave an honest review. Even if it's bad, I don't care. All right, so anyways, also in the link in the description below, there's a link to tradersway.com. An ECN that uses straight-through processing, which means they don't hang on to your trades. You understand? So if you like that idea of you click a button and they enter your trade into the interbanking system, that's what Traders Way does. There are different models for managing the offsetting trades as a foreign exchange broker. One is like more of a market maker. The other one is more through straight-through processing. Either way, they got to match your trades. So this particular model has a lot of liquidity providers, and so Traders Way would just dump you in your trade, not dump it means, but process your trade into a large pool of liquidity providers that will be able to offset your trade. So if you're long, you need someone to be short. If you're short, you need somebody to be long. See, like there's a matchmaking process, and so there's different models to do that. So a broker could take the other side of your trade for you. That's not what Traders Way does. Now, there might be a benefit to have a different model. But in this case, if you like the idea of straight-through processing, Traders Way is the broker I recommend. Links are in the description below. And audio should be here. How's that? Man, I got a real frog in my throat this morning. I don't know why I didn't smoke yesterday. All right. All right. So I got Kona coffee, got water. I even have my cappuccino ready to go. A fresh cappuccino. Oh, it's one of those mornings, baby. It's one of those mornings. So let's, before we do the charts, okay, I wanna, what kind of language is that? Let's go to Forex.Today. Oh, that's weird. Oh, something weird with the server? Huh? Something weird with the server. What is going on there? Huh? That's weird. Hang on, let me try logging in. Hang on. Hello, how are ya? Hang on, man. What the heck? Ah, something is way weird. I think there was an update, I guess, and the whole thing is crashed. That's pretty typical. Huh. Whatever. Huh. Interesting. I can't deal with that now. Let's see if I can get a calendar. Yeah, I can get the calendar. It's all wacky. But it'll work. Oh, is that right? It's okay for you? Okay. Well, maybe you're cached, or maybe I need to update my browser. I thought I saw a browser update recently, but anyways. Yeah, it works fine for you guys. Okay. Interesting, huh? Something wrong in the world today. All right. So anywho, we are going to have a lot of Fed speakers. That's one thing. I'm not sure if it's on the calendar or not. But be ready for a lot of, like, oh, well, here you go. Williams speaking. Okay. I believe there's quite a bit more. I don't see them here. I guess maybe we'll drop this into, change the impact to add low. Add low. Sweet calendar. All right. There we go. Yeah. We also have, so we got Williams already done. Haskell, the Bank of England. Barkin. Yeah. So there's quite a few speeches coming up. And of course, they're going to want to talk about inflation. And I don't really, I'm wondering if I care. Do I care about headline inflation? I guess I'm supposed to. But nonetheless, let's go down the road here. Let's move this. Let's get rid of the low now. Just too much noise. Okay, that puts nothing on Friday. Okay, the big thing tomorrow. Look at that. They have it at 7:30. That's interesting. That's a time change, so that's off. Okay, CPI. That's going to be the big one, right? So we got a lot of speeches before, maybe even after that. You see? So tomorrow, the last of the big events on my week of worry. Week of worry. It's been an amazing week, right? FOMC, NFP, the midterm elections, now CPI. Yeah, that's a big week. Now, I didn't catch Governor Lowe's speech, so I'll have to do some research on that. Okay. Jordan out of the Swiss National Bank spoke. I don't know exactly what he said. So I have some work to do. But nonetheless, CPI. Now, I guess I should explore the comment that I made about maybe not caring about headline. I think what I'm going to start using as my measure is the wage growth, wage inflation versus Fed funds rate. And so we're somewhere between 3 and 5 on wage growth, and we're at 4 on Fed funds rate. So it'd be very interesting to see if wage growth falls below the Fed funds rate, but the Fed funds rate is certainly going to go up. So when there's a cross, that might be a cool key indicator. Versus we're not going to get nominal inflation below the Fed funds rate anytime soon. And that means, we're at 8% nominal inflation, right? And then we're at 4% Fed funds rate. So I'm not, so when does the real change, right? But in that case, I want to watch wage growth first because that will show you, okay, that'll show you if the economy is slowing down. Now, in a situation like Facebook decides to call itself Meta and that we will all run around with goggles on our head, yeah, he's supposed to lose 11,000 jobs. Or how many jobs did he cut? I don't even remember now. There's massive job cuts at Meta. He's lost billions and billions and billions of personal net worth and billions and billions and billions of value for his customers. Because nobody cares. Sorry, Zuckerberg, we're not robots. We don't want to be robots. Okay. Speaking about that, loving people instead of trying to fake your relationships. Real relationships will involve real interaction. It looks like we're going to go to the Caribbean this spring. I'm going to make some phone calls. But maybe February? Who wants to go to the Caribbean and open up offshore trading accounts? With a lawyer, doing it legally. It's not to avoid taxes. You will actually have to file 3 different forms with the U.S. government to declare that you are the ultimate beneficiary of this offshore company. You will pay taxes, but you will have a properly formed legal entity and a bank account probably at a Canadian bank in the Caribbean. So we have about 4 people that have said yes, that they want me to call the hotel, call the lawyer, set it all up. I'll see what I can do for you. And the idea is you go there, I'll do a presentation so you get educated. So now you can write it off in your taxes. The lawyer can do a little presentation. Again, education, write that off in your taxes. And then start the business process of maybe spending a half an hour with the attorney talking about whatever things like possible names that you want to look and all that kind of stuff. And he can collect the initial fees. Because there's filing fees and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's fees, plus he's got to get paid. So there'll be that. We can start all that process. Now, that's an official business meeting. So again, write it off in your taxes. Meanwhile, there's going to be gourmet food, gourmet chocolate, rare and aged rums, rare and aged wine, and we are going to roll our own cigars. Yeah, there'll be a class on rolling cigars and tasting rum. You're going to come back ready, right? Ready to roll with the billionaires. And I believe taking classes on maybe gourmet cooking, gourmet chocolate, gourmet rum, gourmet cigars is an education process. If you want to manage other people's money someday. Now you have this knowledge. Maybe next year we'll roll down to the marina and get, educated on yachts. And then we can go to the airport and get educated on private jets. Okay. Mitch says, yeah, Canadian banks in the Caribbean. Well, look, I think it's Scotiabank. Or RBC, I can't remember. I would imagine RBC. But anyway, so I was at the Caribbean, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. And I was actually quite surprised. I think it was RBC, but it might have been Scotiabank. It's just I think RBC's older. But the Canadian banking system, let me put it that way. Both Scotiabank and Royal Bank of Canada have been in the Caribbean since the 16 and 1700s. Okay, there are differences. I think the most likely is Scotiabank. Okay. So, really, really, really cool. I'll probably, I'm in the process of doing this, so that's where it came back up. I'll probably have to start this process. Like maybe I can hold off to then. I'm not sure how the business will set up. But anyways, the other choice you can have, it's a bigger step and it costs a lot more money. But instead of having a Canadian bank in the Caribbean, like, for example, I'm sidestepping here. I don't like the idea of a Caribbean bank for your Caribbean company because they're like, you're domiciled where? And what's the name of your bank? And it's some obscure random bank. They're like, I'm not sending you money, bro. Okay. It just throws things off. But if you have an offshore account and you're like, okay, wire the $1 million to the Royal Bank of Canada in Freeport or wherever, right? And they're like, oh, okay, that sounds good and official and a real, like a real bank, right? The other thing you can do is a Swiss bank. So wire my money to Credit Suisse or wire the money to Union Bank of Switzerland. Okay, there, that kind of stuff. Julius Baer, maybe if you have more sophisticated customers and that would know these other firms. So anyway, so that's how I do it. You could go Swiss bank. Cheaper is Canadian banks. Caribbean banks are cheap and easy, but I don't think I would want one, and that's why they're cheap and easy. So anyways, thought process. So anyways, I'll make some calls. I think it'd be cool if it was just all bundled together. I don't know if I could do that, but you're like, come to the conference. It's 10 grand. All you have to do is show up. The hotel, food, experiences, all taken care of. The fees for setting up the company. It's all goes to the attorneys. Like, it'd be interesting if we could do that. You're like, 10 grand. Come here, get educated. Open up, start the process of starting the company, opening up the bank accounts and all that kind of stuff, and you fly home and you've had a great experience. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Mitch. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So, look, I think we're going to do this in February. I think we'll just do maybe like 10 people. 9, with me being the 10th. Some people wanted to bring spouses and stuff. I don't think it's going to roll that way. There's too many people. Like, your spouse can come, but they can't come to any of the events. They can't come to any of the dinners. They can't, like, it's a business, man. Like, I can't. At first, I'm like, maybe. But I was thinking about it this morning, like, no, we have too much stuff to do. Maybe they can come and just disappear for a couple of days and then you stay there, a few more days after the show. But there's just too much going on. And it doubles the cost and doubles everything. And then, we're going to go somewhere now. Now we need 3 cars instead of 2 cars. It's just, come on. But anywho. All right, so let's take a look at here. We're back to the 4-hour 21. Bulls get ready to buy. Okay, bulls get ready to buy. We have PSAR on here that tells us if you were going to buy at 64.5, where we are now, your stop is about 30 pips away. Oh, I just saw that question about Bitcoin. How much further will Bitcoin drop? I don't know, but I'm so happy I got out around 20,000 yesterday, huh? Holy crap. Huh? Holy moly, I got out. Remember, I'm like, oh, I can't watch this while I'm coaching. I'm worried that I'm going to lose a lot of money, so I bailed on my, I had actual basically cash. I had half a Bitcoin, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna cash out. So I sold it, and then it dropped $3,000. I'm like, oh, so a half a Bitcoin, so what that would have cost me $1,500, huh? Dude, that's hey, that's real money. Wow, looks like we got our first autumn day today. It's windy, it's cold, it's damp. Huh. Go gently, baby. I'm gonna move my mic. I don't know. Gotta move my mic. I gotta move. All right. Go gently, baby. Is that all right? That's probably all right. Yeah, Burns says I could have been selling it. No, but no, I collected a consulting fee, and so it was just there. Okay. All right. So let me move this out of the way. Epic. All right. Yeah, how you doing down there, mate? Is everything okay? I know the storm is getting pretty big. What I'm trying to show you here is the buy zone if you're a bull. It's not the price action. The price action would look like this. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Grind says he has his own legal counsel. That's all right, cool. Well, maybe I should talk to them and see if they want to be the firm. Okay. And so now you're more interested in the actual knowledge. What do you want to know? I thought one of the things I could do is we can make it more of a mastermind group kind of meeting. So maybe we make it a 2-day event. One day I speak for hours and hours and hours on the hedge fund industry. Just one day. So an overview of the different strategies, the different types of funds, and how those are structured. Maybe we can go through some of the contracts and disclosure documents that, the paperwork that you give to a client. So, a client's decided to invest. Well, before you get to any, documents signed, you have to give them a disclosure doc. So what does a D-doc look like? We might want to look at performance tear sheets and see, take a look at all the different, maybe I can bring like 5 to 10 different, tear sheets. It's a one pager with your track record and an overview, right? Not quite a prospectus, but so we can go through 5 or 10 of those and just look at the similarities and differences, and you can see what you like and what you don't like and what you do different, and spend a day like really doing that kind of stuff. And then the next day we can talk about legal structures, and hopefully the firm should be able to do not only domiciling your offshore company and setting up your offshore bank accounts and doing things legally and filing your disclosures with the U.S. government legally so that you have no legal risk, right? But it'd be great if they could do things like your DDocs and such, your investor docs. It'd be great if they can do all that. Usman says, do you think Bitcoin will eventually hit 10,000? I don't like the question. But it could, of course. But like, I think I don't have an opinion on the legitimacy and use case of Bitcoin. That's not where I roll. Bitcoin is an asset class like everything else. If we roll into a recession next year, Bitcoin is going down in a blaze of glory. Why? Because it's bad? No, I didn't say that. Because if the stock market falls over the next 4 or 5 months, that destroys aggregate demand. So again, I have no opinion on Bitcoin. It's just another asset class. I don't care. Gold, Bitcoin, silver. I don't care. It's all money. Okay. All right, cool. So grind is into that. We can do a mini version. It keeps things cheaper if we don't have to have, 3-4 nights. The more nights we stay, and more meals we buy, the more expensive it gets. But maybe I could just do a morning on, do a 4-hour presentation or a 3-hour presentation. Then we have lunch, and then the lawyer comes in, and then you spend time doing paperwork. I don't know. I'd like to keep it clean and simple if possible. Moses, the time changed. You have a clock, right? Yeah. All right. Plus, I'm enjoying the later date. I normally start an hour earlier. That might be the other thing. I'm just, I don't know. I'm enjoying this. Okay. All right. So anyway, so that's that. There's a little bit of dollar strength right now. But this is a buy zone, not a sell zone. Okay. I want to make it super, super, super clear. And make sure you listen. Are you ready? Write this down. If you are a bear, you sell lower highs in a downtrend. We don't have a downtrend and we don't have a lower high. But you can be a bear. If you are a bull, you buy higher lows in an uptrend. Well, it has made a higher low and it has made a higher high. So if you are a bull, you do have permission to engage somewhere between 64.5, where we are now, and 64. So this is a buying opportunity for bulls. That's it. Doesn't mean it'll go up, but it certainly means if it's falling and you're selling now, you're wicked late. You're way late. And you're selling in a buy zone, which means you also don't understand what's happening. Please go gently, baby. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, on this time frame, you see lovely downward moves. We call this price action. down, 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 up, up, sell, down, 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 up, sell, down, 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 up, sell. Now that's a little bit forced. This is really just sideways. Down, 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 up, sell. That's obvious. Okay, and now this down, 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 down. You're probably looking at something like this. The true model for this is really this was sideways. Should you have known? Should you have traded? No, I don't know, man. Look, I'm not trying to give you hindsight nonsense. But that is what's happening. I want to show you this part. That if you were a bull, okay, this is an interesting price for you if you're a bull. Okay. Now, check this out. Did you notice that we're 2 standard deviations above the mean? How lovely is that, huh? Okay. Oh, by the way, just one last thing about the Caribbean trip. Email me, Wayne at FX Bootcamp. I don't have a list to sign up. I guess maybe I need to create a list to sign up just so I can get a names, right? And then I can make some phone calls and I'll know how many hotel rooms and how many dinner seats we need and all that kind of stuff. And I can start gathering intel. Okay, so we're just moving along here. Now, what if you're a bear? Well, we'll kind of need price action like this before you can get bearish. Wayne, do you use candle patterns for entries? Well, how about this, Terry? Define a candlestick pattern for me. Yes, we're going to look at Swiss franc today because it was a wonderful mover. In fact, I might just roll over there now. I just want to show you where there might be slowing of this channel. Oh, so a morning star reversal pattern. Look, the answer would be yes, because it's created from price action. But I don't look at it and say, oh, that's a morning star, that's an evening star. No, because once you're experienced, Terry, your trade planning, how do you say it, anticipates the pattern before the pattern has happened. Because you understand things like, first of all, the macroeconomic trend. You understand the importance of the price level that you're at in relative to the fundamental trend. You're also very familiar with price action. So it's more like you're sitting here, let's say as a bear, you're already at this price level, anticipating bearishness. So you might say, this pattern here is a reversal pattern, for example. Yeah, but you already wanted to sell it. You see, like, inevitably, yes, those patterns are there. And that's why maybe many books and gurus will teach a pattern like that. But my fear is they're teaching the pattern because the pattern is a pattern. So every time you see something like that, that's a reversal. And that's actually quite wrong. It's easy to teach. It's easy to do a lecture. It's easy to put a training course together with perfect slides and say, that is a sell, and then you end up selling that. But it's only a sell in the proper context. Yes, thank you, Darko. So in the proper context, but I'm not waiting for the pattern because I've already anticipated that it's going to reverse. So I'm in maybe near the reversal pattern, before or after, usually after, but not trading the reversal pattern. It appears, okay? Right? So, yeah, I guess I'm leading, not lagging it yet, but so I can't say no, but it's not the rationale. I think where you're going to go wrong is you follow your last guru that says, look for this pattern and sell, right? And the thing is, you're going to find out of 10 times, let's say somewhere between 4 and 6 times it won't work. And you trade a pattern in the wrong context. The pattern will appear, but it doesn't matter because you got all the other stuff wrong. Okay? So if all you trade is just the patterns, you will fail. Okay? No, well, it's not that, Terry. It's just if you don't understand how and why the markets are moving, then hunting for patterns are not going to help. Okay? Terry says, well, yeah, you'll miss a lot of opportunities. No, I think it's worse than that. You'll get a lot of stupid opportunities. You'll say, oh, look, there's the pattern. That's not right. That's not right. It doesn't work. You're going to find more opportunities than there really are, and they're going to lose money. Okay. So anywho, I want to move over. Okay, there's been good, interesting moves over on these pairs. Look at this one, huh? Holy moly. Okay, so I have this chart set up bearish. Okay, the setup here is bearishness. Higher high, higher low. Is that bearish? No. Higher high, higher low. Is that bearish? No. Higher high, 100% pullback. Is that bearish? Very possibly. And you would look left and you drag right, and your bearish short would be here. Then you're like, well, Wayne, it didn't work. Well, I didn't know that at the time. That's just what it means. I'm just reading the chart. Don't be critical of me. That's what the chart says. But anyways, the trend took over. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. These are not shorting opportunities, but the chart is set up bearishly. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Okay, once again, it says be careful. Somewhere in here might be a sell zone. Consolidates. Higher high, higher low. It's still not a sell. Double top on a M3. Well, it's risky because up until then, it's still an uptrend. But boy, is that interesting. If you were RWA, if you're ready, willing, and able to take that trade, that's a very interesting setup. But what do we know for sure now? Lower low. What's going to happen next? Lower high, lower low. So that's tomorrow's trade. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, look, that's it. Well, what about today? Today's done. Did you sell it yesterday? No. Well, then you're going to hope to sell it tomorrow. Today is irrelevant. I need to get that through to you. Today is irrelevant. Today already happened. You should have planned it yesterday. Okay? So if you want to be relevant, plan tomorrow. Somewhere in this zone, you're probably going to sell. What will it look like? Well, it'll look like this. There's tomorrow. Done. Next. Okay? If you start buying and selling now, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you're just doing something now, for shame. If you conceive of a trade and then take it all on the same day, you're reactionary. You didn't plan it. Wayne, I plan my trades at least 10 minutes in advance. Jeez. Do you know what professional fund managers are doing right now besides trading? On the client side, what's happening right now on as far as client management and then even potential client acquisition? You know what they're doing? They're writing their outlook for next year. Hey everybody, my name is Wayne McDonald, and this is what I'm going to do with your millions next year. And they're writing it. They're writing next year's outlook and what they think is going to happen, what opportunities and threats are going to present themselves, and how they're going to position the portfolio for maximum effectiveness. So you can't tell me like, Wayne, I plan all my trades in advance at least 10 minutes before I do it. That's not a plan, son. You're reacting to now, but you're not predicting tomorrow, next week, next month. You're not thinking 3, 4, 5 months in advance. So you're not building portfolios. You're taking trades. Okay? That's it. But going back to our previous conversation of reversal patterns, how about this? Let's go back to Terry's comment because it's a good comment. So I'm looking at this and I see this area here. Okay? And I see this area here. Okay? So if price rises to one of those levels, we don't know which one. Could be that one, or it could be that one. But when we approach this, if you are a bear and price is rising, by the way, as a bear, I love green candles. I love green candles. Okay? And that's where you get things like morning stars and evening stars and hanging men and all that kind of stuff. Because you want green, 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 green. And then if you get a reversal pattern at level A or level B, then what do I do, Terry? If I get on, let's say, a 5-minute chart or a 15-minute chart, depending on your favor, what do I do if I get a reversal pattern at those prices? Then I sell. Do I sell because of the reversal pattern? No. I sell because we double topped. We made a lower low. We have a change in trend. Now we're going to forecast a lower high somewhere. And then you could use candlestick patterns, moving averages, oscillators. Okay? What if? It doesn't matter to me. I could care less. Just do the trade. I muted myself. Do the trade. Manage the risk. But some stupid pattern, it's just another technique. It doesn't matter. So yeah, like I said, a reversal pattern, moving average crossover, an oscillator, price action, or just dropping a limit order. Just get in the trade. You know what a lot of people do, and this is one of their mistakes, is they don't know if it's going to go up, and then it goes up, then they don't know if it's going to go down, then it goes down, and then they decide to sell around here. Or even worse, some idiot guru tells you to sell on the break. Dumb, dumb, dumb. But that child probably read it in a book somewhere. They don't know. They're an expert. They read somebody else's book. That makes them an expert. If you read 3 books, you're a genius. No, 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 no. Okay, so you're looking for a form of this because that's what you do after a double top lower low if you're a bear. Okay? And now looking at this going all the way back, you can see the reverse is just as important for bulls. Okay? Higher high, higher low, buy. 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 Double top. Uh-oh. Lower low. Get out! Get out! Ist kaputt, ja! It's dead. It's done. It's dusted. It's over. Okay? And so it's dangerous, but a lot of people will start buying it back already. No, it's done, dude. It's done. It's done. Nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. It's done. Oh, but I want it to go up more. It's done. It is what it is. Don't worry about it. It's done. Okay? And then Richard's like, well, what about some? No, you're overthinking it, bro. That's it. Don't over. You want to complicate it? What are you trying to impress? Your 3rd grade teacher? You try to impress your mom and dad so they love you more? Who are you trying to impress? I'm an old venture capitalist. If it's complicated, it's broken. If it's complicated, it costs too much to manufacture. Okay? Terry says, yeah, I love it. So dang simple. I've been doing it for 20 years. So I'd hope I've cut the fat. Do you know how like Elon Musk engineers? He's like, what can we take off this rocket engine and still have it work? It's not about like tweaking things and getting each little hose more efficient. He would ask, why is there a hose here? What does it do? And is it necessary? Can we do it with something else? Why don't we just get rid of it? Let's not have that. Let's remove it. And so I'd much rather you just remove the like, for example, I used to use oscillators. Oops. I still like oscillators. Let's change the template here. This is what you see in my book. Okay? It's beautiful. It's really, really, really good. Okay? This is really, really, really good. Okay, and there's our setup. Cool. Now the oscillators measure the distance, in this case, between 2 moving averages. And this indicates whether the candles relative to the previous candles are making higher highs and higher lows or lower highs and lower lows. And they're very, very helpful for two different reasons. Now, again, most people use them incorrectly because they were taught by some kid that doesn't understand what they're doing. So if you find some guru that says the way you use an oscillator is buy at the bottom and sell at the top, you should fire them. They have no idea what they're talking about. That looks like it makes sense. And if you don't know, you might say, well, that makes total sense. That's what it looks like. But that's wrong. The same thing is like sell every morning star, or sell every evening star and buy every morning star and stuff like that. No, that's wrong. Okay. Okay, so anyways, I remove these not because I don't use them. I just calculate them in my mind. Okay. So if you read my book, it describes it this way. I don't describe it using price action. So let me get rid of that. For the sake of consistency, let me get rid of that. This is doing price action. Okay, great. So for the sake of simplicity, what's the next move on this? What did the book say back in 2008? Okay, that's it. I'm trying to squeeze this in a little bit better. There we go. It says something like that. Oops. Okay. Doop. 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 That's it. Okay. This makes it technically bearish. That's the next move. What about the candlestick pattern? Whatever. What about the oscillators? Yeah. What about like a 5A cross down? What about just using a limit order? Is price action important here? Yeah. What about Elliott wave? Is there no? Oh, yeah, that'll probably do it. What about a Fibonacci? Sure. I just described probably 7 ways to measure the same thing. If you're going to sell the frickin' thing, sell it. If you're waiting for 9 different reasons to sell it there, you're asking the market to make a decision for you. And the market's not going to give you a decision. You're the one that's supposed to have the opinion. You're the one that's supposed to set it up. You're the one that's supposed to take the shot. So if you're sitting around waiting for the market to tell you what to do, you're not a market participant. You're a market observer. And the market's going to destroy you because that's how the market makes money. It's not that you're losing money. It's that you're being destroyed because you're not even a market participant. You're the chum in the water, and we're a bunch of sharks. Some of us are going to get arms, some of us are going to get legs, but you're going down in a blaze of glory. Okay? So you got to be the boss. You got to know what your trade plan is and your bias. You got to know what you stand for. I'm a bear. Then you're a bear. So going back to that previous chart, and I had this designed from a bearish point of view. Okay, let me put it back. Okay, now let me get it back here. Okay. As a bear, what does this chart tell me? Don't sell, don't sell. And of course, I'm doing bigger time frames here. Don't sell, don't sell. Yep, maybe you got your opportunity now. But that's sort of weekly swings, right? On a daily. Don't sell, don't sell, don't sell, don't sell. Maybe sell? No. Don't sell, don't sell, don't sell, don't sell, don't sell. See, I'm in cash. I'm in a position. I'm in a position, not selling Kiwi Swiss franc. But I'm a Kiwi Swiss franc bear. Don't sell. Don't sell. Holy crap, start looking for opportunities. We're going down in a blaze of glory. Take me out before I shoot. I'm going down in a blaze of glory. Yeah. Yeah, see? Now I have permission to engage. Oh, but Wayne, I could have made money over here. Okay, good for you. You're probably not going to do it. Grind says, welcome to the league. So I have multiple friends that have been professional athletes in the big show. And a buddy of mine, Canadian actually, that made it into the Major League Baseball. He was one of the best pitchers to ever come out of Canada. He was the youngest pitcher to play on the Canadian Olympic team. So he was no chump, right? So anyways, he played for Cleveland for many seasons, which is a great, franchise for baseball. Lots of history, right? So he's a good player and a good team and all that kind of stuff. But he said when he got in the locker room, it was all business. And as far as anyone else is concerned, you're just another competitor. There wasn't just competition on the field, there's competition in the locker room. And so, yeah, welcome to the big leagues. Yeah, you got to be amazing just to get into the locker room. The best that you've never, so my buddy, I'm sure he never came across another pitcher as talented as he was. And then he got into the big leagues on a good team, and he was mediocre at best. Because the competition on the team and in the league, other pitchers were phenomenal, superhuman people. Oh, you're the youngest guy to ever play on your Olympic team? We got a dozen guys like that and better. Amazing, right? So my point is, you got to practice and act differently than probably the way you were originally taught as a trader. You have to be prepared to go to the big leagues. So I would be practicing things like patience and discipline. If you're just throwing down trades every day, hey, let's try to make some money here. Hey, let's try to make some money there. I don't think you're going to make it to the big leagues. Okay? So how do you practice to get to the next level? See, when you're a professional player, your mission in life is to win the championship. There's no other goal. Oh, well, get to the playoffs, certain levels of wins and all that. But ultimately, your job is to help the franchise win a championship, right? So how do you do that as a Forex trader? You want to put in the chat? What are you supposed to be practicing day in and day out so that you can become a champion? By the way, the whole answer to that is in my book. Detailed. Do you think it's sitting down every day and trading a lot? Do you think that's what it is? Throwing down lots of trades? That'll get you to become a champion? What should you be practicing? what I did for myself is I wrote down the characteristics of what I thought the world's greatest trader would be. I don't know who this person is. I don't think there is a world's greatest trader. But I wrote down the characteristics I thought this person would have. And I wrote down things like patience and discipline. Okay? I wrote down things like keeping losers small, letting winners run. Okay? And I wrote down these lists and I said, I'm going to emulate that person. That person is my mentor because there was no Forex people on earth when I first started. There was no YouTube. There was no books at Barnes and Noble. There was no Amazon. There was an Amazon. It was a tiny startup, but no books there. I went to the Stanford Library to find, there was nothing. There was no people, no books, no resources. So I literally said to myself, what kind of person would the perfect Forex trader be? And what are their characteristics? And I wrote down patience, discipline. I discovered, universal truths. They keep their losers small. They let their winners run. They plan in advance. I wrote all these characteristics down. And I realized the secret to success, to become a champion, and the core methodology of practicing like a champion is act. Act like a champion. I don't know how to be patient and disciplined, I said to myself 20 years ago. I don't know how to do fundamental analysis. I don't know how to do many of the technical analysis. I don't know how to build portfolios. I don't know, but I'm going to do it. And Jim says, fake it till you make it. I believe I actually put that in the book. Fake it so long that one day you'll realize long ago you forgot you were faking it. So those were the things I practiced. Patience, discipline, planning, fortitude, sort of a benign attitude to a trade, but sort of a freak of anti-risk. You would freak out in risky situations. But you'd be calm and cool with the winners and let them run. I would practice. I'd open up 100 trades and practice managing 100 trades. I would actually try. I would practice like a champion by acting the best I possibly could. And that's how I built skills. I spent 1 year trading the 1 minute chart exclusively to find out the importance of the 4 hour and the daily. The 4 hour and daily became more important to me than they used to be previous to me acting like a champion. By spending a whole year on a 1 minute chart, I realized not the benefit of the 1 minute, but how much I need the 4 hour and the daily, the weekly and the monthly. You can't trade the short term without the long term. You can't trade the long term without the short term. And I learned this by practicing like a champion. So you have to figure out, are you capable of managing 100 open trades and not having a big bucket of losers? So you can't have any losers. That's not what a champion does. I mean, no, by losers, I mean, look, you can have 4 or 5 trades open and they're negative 30 each, but you have 22 trades open and they're up 190 on average. Okay, that's fine. But once you get to 100 trades open, I want to see that you have more than 95% of your margin available. which tells me you have very, very few open losers, but those are the newer trades that haven't worked out yet. None of them are a big deal, which is perfectly fine, but all your winners are running. Now you might say, well, Wayne, I'm trying to get close to 90% winners. That's stupid. The only way you can get to 100 winners is that you cut all the losing trades. You should have lots and lots and lots of losing trades, because it shows me you don't have emotions tied to what is irrelevant. A winning percentage. That's the dumbest thing ever. When you see a trader bragging that he's got 90 to a 95 or 100% winners, it's so stupid that they don't understand how stupid they sound. It's so dumb. That says, look, I don't know how to get out of a loser because I have so much emotion and pride attached to my winning ratio that if I ever get in trouble, I'll never get out because I'll destroy my percentage. Destroy your percentage? I thought you were worried about risk and money and profitability. That doesn't sound like you're managing risk. It sounds like you're managing your pride. My book says you should take pride in your losses. Show me that your losers never go more than 30 or 40 or 50 pips, whatever, depending on the type of trading you're doing. But show me all your winners are 100, 300, 500 pip winners. Show me you understand the math of risk and reward. Okay? And then practice it by acting. Don't say you're going to do it one day. You either have your winners small, you either have your losers small and your winners big, or you don't. You either have patience and discipline, or you don't. Do you understand? You're either a champion or you're not. Is there a lot of room for weakness in the professional Forex trading market? No, none. Okay? None. This is the game. This is professional versus professional. So you either practice like a champion by acting like a champion, or you're an amateur. There's no in between. You keep your losers small, you let your winners run, or you're an amateur. You use patience and discipline and planning before you trade, or you're an amateur. Okay? You want to lower your risk per trade. If you do, you're a professional. You're a champion. If you make money by increasing your lot size, you're an amateur. If you want to get rich quick, you're an amateur. If you want to create value through a logical business plan, a business model, where you can bust out a spreadsheet and say, look at all the value I create over this amount of time. Here's the input, here's the output, here's the percentages that change. And it's just a matter of time that I reach my goals. You're a champion. See, when I did that 20 years ago, I guess it was probably actually 19 years ago, I found out the importance of, in this case, planning like a champion, the importance of a business plan, and I realized how much stress I'd put on myself to make a lot of money. Because I had a lot of bills. I had an expensive life. I wasn't a kid when I started this. This is my second career. Okay? I was in newspapers and magazines before Forex, not as a Forex guru. I had a life. Forex had to pay for that life. And then some. And I realized what I was doing wrong when I kind of made that transition to full-time Forex trader. is I forgot that it's a business. It's just a business. How do businesses succeed? Two things. Hardcore planning so that there's always strategy lined up and that you are tracking your tactics. What are your key result areas? And what are the action items to achieve each one? And how does that fit into the strategy of the company? Okay? Cool, right? Yeah, it's very important. But it also, I found out what I was doing wrong. Long-term, low-risk mediocrity will bring unbelievable wealth. Because the second thing you do as this small business is you create value. You have a plan and strategy. To do what? To create value. Not to make as much money as you possibly can. That's stupid. Again, that's amateur. What are you talking about? A business plan is strategy and tactics to create value for your customers. What do your customers want? What value are they asking you for? And by the way, you're probably your biggest customer. What are your customers asking for? What value do they need you to produce? Consistent returns over long periods of time with low volatility. Practice that, my friend. Actually do it. That's the thing you should be doing every day. Practicing like a champion by acting like a champion. Well, Wayne, I only got $5,000 in my account. Well, if you do the other stuff, in 5-10 years, I don't think you'll have much more. You'll probably have none. You'll be a cliche. That's what happens to 95% of people that trade. That's what happens to them. It's okay. If you feel okay with that, oh, it's okay. That's what happens to most. Oh, I tried it. I tried Forex. It's fun. It's interesting, but, I don't know. Too much volatility, not enough volatility. Too much manipulation, not enough manipulation. The Fed's in the way. The Fed's not in the way. I don't know. There's whatever. I used to be a currency trader. Yeah, it's a tough gig. Whatever. It's cool, man. You can explain it. It's fine. But for the other 5% that did something different, the world is their oyster. Think of it. If 5%, if 5% keep 100% of the money and 95% go bust, what are you willing to do to be in the 5% that keep everything? Do you want to do what everyone else does? Scalp 45 pips a day? That's what you want to do? You want to scalp with big lot sizes? You want to get rich quick, huh? Yeah, boy! Good. It doesn't work. Okay? I saw a YouTube thing. It popped up because I logged into one of my other YouTube accounts. It's not a Prime one, so I got an ad for something. The guy said he trades and he makes $1,000 a day, and it shows his house, and he's got like a Lamborghini and a big SUV and some other car. And I'm like, that's not enough money. If he trades 7 days a week, let's say he does Bitcoin, and he makes $1,000 a day, 7 days a week, he makes $30,000 a month. That's not enough. He can't even afford the Lambo. Like right off the bat, it's clear the guy doesn't understand anything about money. That $30,000 is a lot of money per month. Well, you can't afford a Lambo. It's like he doesn't understand. Doesn't get it. After taxes, you're down to 20 grand. Okay? It's just like, it's not even close to enough money. So you're just like, it's a fool's game. It's such a lie. It's such a mirage. Learn how to trade like this guy. You make $1,000 a day and drive a Lamborghini and live in a mansion. No, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. It's truly a mirage and a fool's errand. It's just like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting they allow it. Huh? So anyways, I preach differently. I want you to practice like a champion by acting like a champion. I want you to stop the retail Forex trader in you and start trying to be a professional. Okay? David's like, how do you build discipline outside of trading? This is what I'm teaching you. Stop whatever you're doing and do something radically different. Spend today planning tomorrow's trade. You can do it or you can't do it. Okay? Try this. 100 pip stops with 300 pip winners. 100 pip stops! I can't afford that. Guess what? You're over leveraged, son. Act like a champion. People that get rich quick, they need to gamble. If you're focused on trading for the next 25 years, you got time. You don't need to gamble. Okay? Yeah. Global investors, Glenn Ross. First place, Cadillac. Brand new Cadillac. Second place, beautiful set of steak knives. Third place, you're fired. Okay? Look. You need to trade like a professional. You need to act like a professional. And you need to start trading like a professional. And you need to challenge yourself and say, there's no way you're going to get to the top 5% that keep everything by acting like an amateur. It's just impossible. Okay? You're going to need to trade other people's money. If you're going to look at this as a career, you're going to need years of experience trading other people's money. And before you do that, you need years of experience building a track record of trading like you're capable of trading other people's money. And then you need years of experience trading other people's money. And at the end of it, you will have a fabulous small business that you can control. No accounts receivable, no accounts payable. And you're going to make more money than you need. How much is that? It only depends on assets under management. Your slow and consistent quarter over quarter results over a period of time. And the way you'll make big money is not from your clients. I want you to think about this, and maybe we'll talk about this in the Caribbean if you want to go to the Caribbean with me. You have $1 million in a trading account. It's not a lot of money. Sounds like a lot of money, huh? It's not a lot of money. What return are you actually plausibly going to do? Say you make 25%. Okay, cool. You got a 25% return. That'd be great this year. People would love you if you did that. Good. $250,000 profit. You get to keep 50 grand. Huh. It's not a lot of money. Maybe it is. But you're not getting a Lambo on 50 grand. Okay? So what you need, right? What you need is try to live on that and be small and be humble for many years so that you can grow your account size. Okay, let's say 10 years later, you're doing what's required and you still have a 25% return, but now you got 10 million in the account. By the way, anything under 100 million is considered tiny. I know many, many, many people with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions. Okay. So anyways, over a period of time, you're doing and acting like a champion. And your track record is modest. The volatility is low. You're super consistent. And your customers love you. And your clients love you, and they start introducing you to other people. You start speaking at shows or whatever. You just kind of get, people like to brag about you. People like you and want to help you. I'm telling you, that's what happens when you create more value than you take. People treat you like a hero. They love you, admire you, and they want to help you. You'll have an army of people around you trying to help out. Hey, Wayne, you really should meet my neighbor's neighbor. You know, he makes a lot of money. He's the CEO of this company. He's retiring, and you really need to meet him. Hey, thanks. Thanks for the intro. So now you got 10M under management. You still only make 25. It was a good year. Huh? But now you got 500,000. You could probably live on that. But here's the thing. Your personal account, you're not touching. The personal account, your account, you're living off of the humble returns that you're extracting from the corporate fund. Meanwhile, you're trading your funds too, the same trades, but they're your money. You don't withdraw 80% of the money. It just sits there growing. In 1 year, if you got 25%, hey, it grew 25%. The thing is, 10 years later, it's a huge pile of cash. So over here, you went from 50 grand a year, 10, 15 years later, it's 500 grand a year. Okay, pretty reasonable. You can live on that. But your original account is now 2 million in cash, growing at 10 to 25% a year. By the time you retire, too old to trade, it's a mountain. But of course, you're going to spread the risk a bit. So over time, you'll buy a nice house and you'll buy a nice boat. But when you retire, you'll have a pile of money, you'll have a bunch of assets. And that's how you do it. How do you get filthy, stinking rich? Again, ask yourself, how can I create value and make the world a better place? You manage other people's money. You're conservative, you're patient, you're disciplined. You're trying to lower the volatility and lower the risk, and then provide consistent returns by allowing the winners to run through all changing market conditions. And for that, you're only asking for 20% of the profits. It's like you're an angel. You're only asking for 20% of the profits. But the thing is, if you can stay small and stay humble and focus on the long term, in the beginning, you're going to say, Wayne, it's hardly any money. Yeah. It's not about you getting rich quick. You'll have way more than you need in 10, 15, 20, 25 years. Way more than you need. And of course, all your friends are filthy, stinking rich because they're your clients. And your clients' friends who become your clients. And then your clients' friends become your clients. And but then you're like, but I've always wanted to hang out on private yachts and private jets. Dude, they don't even need to be your yachts. They don't even need to be your jets. Because no matter how rich you are, your customers are going to be way richer. So anyways, you'll live that life. You'll have more than enough money. You'll have more than your fair share. But the thing is, you'll love what you do. You will love your lifestyle. Because you're focused on value creation and the people you work for become your friends. Some of them will become almost like family. And they'll brag about you, and they'll admire you, and they will hold you high on their shoulders and go out of their way to support you. You'll be happy. You'll be happy, I'm telling you. If you found a way to get rich quick, you will not be happy. If you were lucky enough to get rich quick, you would have still no self-worth. You got lucky. You know it. And what happens when your psyche knows you got lucky? You will self-sabotage and you will lose it all. Huh? There's no way out. I'm telling you, there's no way out was sort of the loser mentality of short-sightedness and laziness and entitlement. There's no way out. There's no way out. You just have to practice like a champion by acting. I don't care how you feel. Oh, I'm good enough and I'm smart enough and gosh darn it, people like me. You don't have to be nice to be successful. I've met a lot of a-holes that are very successful. They're not nice people at all. So what is required? You act. Action. What you do when you feel bad. What you do when you feel sick. What you do when you feel scared. What you do when you're down. What you do when you're up. What you do. It's all about act. And the self-made people that I know, even with many millions. I'm talking about guys that spend millions on their garage. Okay? One guy I know, he has 34 cars in a custom-made garage. 34 cars. Nice cars. This guy can sleep in every day, right? This guy, he owns all kinds of assets. He has all kinds of income. He has every toy. He has multiple houses and the jets and the boats. He's got everything in the world, right? He out-hustles most people I know. Goes to bed late, wakes up early, travels, does business deals, always on the phone, always moving, always shaking. Hardcore worker. And he's smart with his money. He ain't no fool. It never gets easy. So don't try to get to the easy life. It doesn't get easy. Once again, that's a fool's errand and a mirage. Wayne, I want to get rich and so life gets easy. Wrong. So you might as well love what you do and enjoy the hustle. I haven't been to Vegas in a long time. I used to speak there at every single conference. I used to go to Vegas probably twice a year, New York twice a year, just to do all the conferences and speak in front of crowds and stuff. But I always like rolling through the casino, and then finally you get to the exhibit area, and they're huge, right? The size of airports. And I'm going down the escalator, and there's signs everywhere, and there's a big crowd, and it's all buzzing. And I like just kind of, I say to myself, you know, this is amazing. This is cool. I'm a currency trader. And I smile. I'm not nervous about getting on stage. I'm prepared. It's just like a form of planning. I'm prepared. I'm going to give way more than I ask for. And I get to meet people and hear their stories and share mine. But mostly I'm smiling ear to ear. I'm a currency trader. Feels good. And I hope you get there too. I hope you fight for it. But you got to act like a champion if you're going to become a champion. So practice. Okay? But remember, act is in the center of practice. So sitting here every day throwing down a bunch of trades ain't going to make you a champion. That's going to keep you amateur hour forever. I want you to focus on what you're practicing, how you're practicing, so that in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now, you'll be smiling ear to ear. You're like, 20 years? That's so long. No, it's not. I've been doing YouTube live streams for 20 years. It's not a lot of time. Time's ticking. Okay? Change the game, my friend. You'll be happy. Trust me. Hey, if you're in my live trading group, I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. Thanks for being part of my team, everybody. Thanks for being part of the Forex.Today YouTube community. Please click the thumbs up on the way out. Tell YouTube this was good stuff. Hey, that just happened.